AI and automation are a topic that is coming up at the event as well. And I think when you talk to a lot of people about AI, there's a lot of fear around what kind of generative software could potentially do in the future. But actually, it's a case of getting it to do the low value tasks, and the tasks that really need the kind of human input and that relationship building are the ones that we should be able to focus on, isn't it? Hello and welcome to this episode of the AM News Show. Today we're going to be talking about the forthcoming Automotive Management Live Show, which is only just a few weeks away now on November the 9th. And as ever, the annual event is a big industry event for all your calendars, with plenty of insights to learn, plenty of exhibitors to see, and quite a few kind of freebies and that kind of thing to take away. So it's always worth a day in your calendar. As ever with our podcasts, if you'd like to hear more from industry execs, then please do hit the subscribe button and make sure you catch up on the ones that we've done previously on our playlist. And if you hit the subscribe button, then you'll make sure that you get notifications when future episodes are out as well. So I'm delighted today to be joined by Callum Wood, who's Group Sales Director of CitNow, and Nick Evans, who's Sales Director of Keyloop. Thanks for joining us in the studio today.
Hi, Tim.
So AM Live this year, we've shaken it up a little bit this year. So we've created kind of theatre streams. So we've got a sales stream, an after-sales stream, a strategy stream, and a digital stream. And you're both companies that are kind of heavily involved in the digital sphere, and we're really pleased to have you on board. But perhaps while you're both pretty much household names in the industry, CitNow and Keyloop, perhaps kind of just give us a little description about the business and also your role in it. Callum, do you want to start with that?
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks again for having me. It's good to be back. I'm Callum, so I'm Group Sales Director for CitNow Group as we are now. So kind of a collection of portfolio businesses, kind of covering communication and customer management throughout the sales and after-sales process in automotive retail. So I've been with CitNow for coming up to 8.5 years now. I can't believe it's been that long. So I joined straight out of university and have done various different customer-facing jobs since then within the group and with CitNow. So yeah, we've grown as a group over the past few years. We're adding different portfolio businesses and expanding our product offering. So we're not just a video business now, as I think CitNow is kind of synonymous with the name CitNow. We've got many different kind of strings to our bow to hopefully help retailers and NSCs and OEMs communicate with their customers in a more engaging and structured way.
Absolutely. And Nick, tell us a bit more about your role in Keyloop.
So I've been with Keyloop about 5.5 years now, but worked in varying different automotive roles out of school, really, similar to Callum, obviously coming out of university. So I've been with Keyloop, as I say, 5.5 years, and in varying roles, regional and nationally. Currently managing a couple of teams, looking after our OEM and NSC relationships, which is obviously a key facet to the Keyloop model, and also the larger dealer groups that we have, our enterprise dealer accounts. So that those kind of top 30 dealers. For those of you that don't know, Keyloop being an automotive technology provider, providing an ecosystem of solutions to deliver benefit to the customer journey, to accounting, to finance, to marketing, and of course sales and after sales journeys as well. So
absolutely. And obviously operating in digital being so important now to modern motor retailers, both companies kind of operating in that sphere with digital and software. Really, like I say, really pleased to have you on board at AM Live. Tell us, Nick, what kind of attracts Keyloop to AM Live? What opportunities does it have for you?
We always say AM Live is a privilege for us to attend, really. It's a great opportunity for us to spend time with existing customers, new customers, some of the partners that we have with the relationships with third-party suppliers, and the opportunity to review and look at what other industry suppliers are doing as well. So sharing that best practice and ensuring that we're able to deliver the best possible products and solutions for our industry.
Okay. And it's I guess there's so much appetite amongst kind of people who come along to get to learn those best practices and perhaps even reinforce the knowledge that they have, isn't there?
Yeah, sharing best practice for us is really valuable. We love to involve our customers in the future of our products as well. So actually to hear experiences that our dealers face on a day-to-day basis is really valuable information for us, and something that we always feed back into the business to help mould our business going forwards.
Okay. And Callum, how about the same for CitNow Group?
Yeah, I completely agree with everything Nick said. I think AM Live's quite a unique event, to be honest, in the industry, especially in the UK. I don't think there's anything else quite like it, where there's such a, you bring together such a vast array of suppliers and retailers on the same day in a location like the NEC, and it's just such a great opportunity to talk to customers, potential customers, other suppliers, in a more a casual environment. We were talking about it before with the way everybody works now on Teams and Zoom and a lot more remote. You kind of jump from meeting to meeting, which are great, and you speak about the topics in the meetings, but then on the hour everyone jumps off to the next meeting. You don't really get that kind of conversational piece in between that maybe you did before when we were out and about a bit more. So I think something like AM Live really allows us to do that and talk to people about what's working for them, not what's not working for them, and as well listen to really valuable insights from other suppliers within the industry, and listen to what they're talking about, the new things, new ideas they have, and how we can work with them.
Okay, fantastic. And quite often suppliers tell us that it's great to meet potential new customers for the business, but a key thing is catching up with the ones that you already have, because they tend to be there in the one place. Is it important for you as a business to be able to make those connections and as you say, kind of meet people face to face?
Yeah, for us, absolutely. Like I've just said, and I think we probably see it more as an opportunity to catch up with existing customers than speak to new customers. If we were going to analyze it in that way, I think it's so important to do that, and to have a space to talk to them, casually.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick, what are your thoughts on that connection with customers?
Yeah, for us it's great to connect with new customers, but as Callum says, having those conversations with existing customers is really, really valuable. Quite often we have people attend the show that we wouldn't necessarily have as a day-to-day point of contact within the business as well, so actually building out our contact chain is really useful, and having the ability to do that. I think from a Keyloop perspective as well, as we evolve our partner ecosystem and we integrate with a lot more third parties within the industry, the coverage at AM Live is great for us to see, so we can always go around and talk to other suppliers that we think we can bring value to our customers with by integrating. So yeah, we've got some really good opportunities at AM Live.
Yeah, I guess that's really a really important thing now for Keyloop, because that partner program that you have has brought in numerous other software providers, other companies to kind of knit it all together as the dealer ultimately kind of wants to be able to generate that omnichannel experience and also run their business more effectively.
Yeah, giving the dealer network sort of a best-in-class choice is really the key mindset for us at the moment. Obviously, we have our portfolio of solutions to be able to help our customers, but actually they're not always fit for purpose for every customer. So giving them the opportunity to work with the likes of CitNow, who might have a best-in-class solution that we can integrate with, again, just make sure that our customers have the greatest opportunity to deliver the best services they can as well.
Okay, fantastic. So can you give us some teasers about what visitors to AM Live are going to experience with your the theatre session that Keyloop are doing, and also with the kind of stand that you're going to have there?
So on stand this year, we've got the same as always, the much loved barista. So we'll be serving
I'll
serving
come by for a free coffee.
hot drinks all
Yeah.
day. As there always tends to be a queue there. So we've got the same team attending there. We've got our product demonstration stations that are going to be on the stage there, ready for our product specialists to be able to showcase some of our experience first, as we're putting it, experience first ecosystem solutions. So that's going to be on stand. We've got our sales and marketing team who are going to be on stand to have some thought-provoking conversations, perhaps around some of the things that we're talking about through our most recent white paper that's just come to market now. So a shameless plug there, but if anybody wants to go and have a look, we have launched a new white paper today with some really useful and valuable information for us to discuss.
Okay.
And then our Chief Revenue Officer, James Fernandez, is going to be doing one of the seminars. So he's going to be doing a digital seminar and really talking about how the changing consumer behaviours really give us a fresh opportunity to win. There'll be some really great conversations happening there as well.
Okay, fantastic. Because I had in my notes that you're talking about kind of experience in the automotive sector, and we've seen so much change in automotive. I'm almost 20 years on AM to my maybe as a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not sure. But certainly since I first joined, the industry has changed significantly. Customer habits have changed significantly, and those experiences are going to be key in the future, aren't they?
For us, yeah, that's the key thing for future-proofing the businesses going into 2024. Relevancy is huge at the moment, and ensuring that you can deliver the best-in-class service to your customers. Trying to create that brand loyalty is where we really see value in having the best opportunity to be successful for the year going forwards.
Okay, and Callum, in my notes, I have the CitNow group are going to be talking about identifying revenue and performance wins, which is a key, really important thing for dealers when they've had 2 or 3 years of really good profits, and now the industry is kind of coming back to normality. So there's going to be a lot of interest in that, I would imagine. Yeah,
so digital business insights really is what we're focusing on. So I think we've entitled the seminar "Mind the Gap," and it's really all about identifying those small changes using data and analytics, identifying those small changes that can be made in any business that will result in big business wins. And as you say, in the current climate, I think those small changes become even more are amplified, become even more important. With rising costs for everybody, and everybody is seeing those increases in overheads. With combining that with customers, a squeeze on customers and consumers spend, those small margins make an even bigger difference. So we're going to be talking about that, and from a stand perspective as well. For us, it's all about AM Live is an opportunity to bring the experts to the stand and have them there. Something we really pride ourselves on in the group is having the expertise. We're CitNow Group as a group of businesses, but the individual business units still have those experts there. Steve Thomas from DealerWeb, John Harmer and Tim from RTC, Chris Gray from Auto Imaging, Aidan from Vehicle Vision, Carol Gordon, Will from CitNow. All those guys, they've been in those businesses for so many years, and some of them have founded those businesses. So they more than anyone know how those solutions can help and benefit retail businesses. So we want them there to be available to talk to people. Absolutely.
And I guess some people probably may not be fully aware of the way that CitNow Group has grown and the expanse of different operations that you have now.
Yeah, it's been amazing to be a part of, to be honest, and it makes it such an exciting place to work and a group to be in. We've just acquired Vehicle Vision as the latest acquisition last month. So I think that's the 11th portfolio business now that's in the group. So we've got a kind of wide selection, and as I said before, kind of covering all those points through the customer journey that we love to talk to retailers about. So yeah.
Fantastic. And what do you see more kind of broadly as being the kind of key issues that dealers are going to be focusing on that they maybe want to learn about kind of at the event and also kind of prepare themselves for in 2024? I mean, we're what in a period of the year when they're going to be putting 2024 budgets together. The kind of plans are going to come through from manufacturers fairly soon. What do you expect to be the kind of big issues that they're going to want to have to get their hands around?
Yeah, I think I'm always conscious of kind of I don't want to give too much advice because retailers know their business is way better than we ever will. But I think some of the things as we're going to be talking about in the seminar, those that business insight piece, identifying what's going really well in the business and having external tools that tell you what's going really well, and then tell you how to maximize it and get even more out of those areas, but also what's maybe not going so well and how to make those better or minimize them. So I think that's one piece. I'd say the other piece is communication for us, and we were talking before this about how customers, they want to now communicate in so many different channels. Is what we see anyway. They want the ability to communicate through so many different streams, and I think businesses, we all have to be open to giving those options. So if someone wants to chat via live chat or WhatsApp or email or SMS, and I'm not talking about omni channels. So maybe I am, but it's slightly different to that. It's about thinking about, you can give the customer those channels to communicate through, but then how do you manage that as a business? How do you manage that? It's not plausible to have a sales exec or a service advisor or someone in the contact center on 10 different communication channels trying to jump between them for different customers. It needs to all come into one place to manage it. But on top of that as well, making sure that the communication with the customer is in one stream. So the most frustrating thing from a consumer point of view, and it's happened to me outside of automotive, is you start a conversation in one channel, maybe on live chat, and then you get the option to switch to WhatsApp or email, which is much more convenient. So you do that, but then you have to start the conversation all over again. And it's the most frustrating thing. So how do you give consumers the option to chop and change, but keep that conversation flow going, so that if somebody else picked it up, they know where the conversation left off, or if it's the same person, they can stay in that conversation stream. So I'd say those are the two things. So that was a really long answer to a short question.
No, that's great. I mean, I think the complexity around the customer experience nowadays is far more than dealers probably would have anticipated in years gone by, and the role of the technology and their own kind of teams in managing that must be critical, I guess. Nick, what do you see as key issues ahead for the dealers?
So the relevancy for us is a big thing at the moment, with the changes that are happening in the industry, where we're seeing brand loyalty eroding. With new entrants into the market from different OEMs, of course, as well. That market share opportunity is dwindling as there are more entrants. Also, treating the customer as not just somebody who's coming to buy something, but actually, rather than just closing a sale, we're looking to open up relationships. And I had a really good conversation with a Ford dealer group recently, and they're no longer treating the customers as a customer. They class them as a guest. So they're bringing them into their dealership and treating them as if they're a guest to the dealership. And you've got this huge investment that we see from the dealer network in these fantastic showrooms, but actually they're just showrooms, and they don't really have that feel of an experience centre that we're looking to achieve. So for us, customer experience is paramount to success. As Callum said, communicating with the customers in the relevant medium, with the relevant message at the relevant time, is something that's key. And our customers are coming to us very well educated now as well. So in a lot of circumstances, they quite often know more than us about what's happening and the products that we sell. So actually, being alongside the customer on the same side of the table, as we would say, rather than opposite, is great. It's creating that trust for that customer experience.
Absolutely. I guess nowadays there's so much more data and analysis at dealers' fingertips to understand more about the customer, and when those touch points are most relevant, I guess, and kind of how you maintain that lifetime kind of relationship. Is that the case?
So you alluded to it earlier that we've had a huge evolution in the industry over the last 20 years. And what that's created is multiple different sources of data that we have access to, but actually no real single source of truth. So being able to bring all of those data sources together to have a full 360-degree view of that customer really allows us to ensure that we're, again, delivering the right message to the customer at the right time, via the right medium, and really giving the dealerships the chance to wow their customers into and again creating that brand loyalty off the back of that.
And the analysis of that data as well. I think,
of course,
fair to say, it's we all see so much data day to day, but helping retailers kind of analyze it and look at the trends. That's
it's got to be usable, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's so busy they don't have necessarily have the time. They're in the front line with the customer. They don't necessarily have the time to do all the analysis for themselves. So if you can give them that analysis, then it's hugely valuable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, something else that comes off of the back of that for us is all around the automation and integration of a lot of this data as well. So there is a dwindling skills shortage in the industry, unfortunately. So actually having the ability to automate a lot of these processes will really kind of create efficiencies within the dealership, help people be more productive and help them concentrate on sort of more positive roles within the business rather than just manipulating spreadsheets and creating reports to send on to their directors at the relevant times.
Be much appreciated. That is interesting, actually, because AI and automation are a topic that is coming up at the event as well. And I think when you talk to a lot of people about AI, there's a lot of fear around what kind of generative software could potentially do in the future. But actually, it's a case of getting it to do the low value tasks, and the tasks that really need the kind of human input and that relationship building are the ones that we should be able to focus on, isn't it?
I was going to say,
sorry, Nick.
well, no, definitely. I mean, we've all used online chat services that are just a robot, and you can tell very, very quickly that you're talking to a robot. So actually, with a lot of the chat solutions, it's all about having that personal touch with the customer. Chat for us isn't just about data capture and sending a warm lead into a dealership to say somebody's interested in a car, but it's all about nurturing that opportunity. The cost of each inquiry into a dealership is extortionate now, with the amount of marketing that has to be done to bring those leads in. So actually making sure that every single one of those leads is nurtured and brought into the dealership as a hot lead rather than a warm lead is really valuable. So yeah, there's a place for AI and automation, but also there's still that place for the key human interactions that a lot of our customer base want.
Yeah, seems to really divide, doesn't it? I think there's a lot of concerns, but also everyone can see the benefits that it could bring. And I think unfortunately sometimes we tend to focus on the negatives of it, but I think there's definitely a place for it. I don't think it's ever going to kind of take over customer communication. That can never truly go away from people buy from people. I don't think that's ever going to really fully change. But I think what it can do, linking to what Nick said, is and yourself, Tim, take away those the stuff that can be freed up to allow the people to make the bigger impact. So to make people more efficient, to get them in front of people, take away those jobs that they don't really need to be doing, so they can do more of the stuff that makes a difference. I think that's where it has a place.
Absolutely. And I like, Nick, where you use the word nurture. And I think that's precisely it now, particularly at the point at which the industry is in, where we've got kind of emerging brands coming in, we've got agency kind of potentially changing the business model for a lot of retailers. But actually, I hear more and more retailers talking more now about the lifetime value of a customer. It's not get the sale today and move on to the next one. It is nurture that relationship and keep that customer close to them, so that even no matter what happens in the future, they still have that bond with a retailer.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen other industries do very well, and I think the automotive industry's perhaps been slow to change. Maybe that's because of some of the supply-demand scenarios that we've been through over the last couple of years and prior to that as well. But this is, in most people's cases, the second biggest purchase they'll ever make. So actually ensuring that you can deliver the best-in-class service that you can for that customer will ensure that they become loyal to your brand. And then having the opportunity to deliver the right messaging at the right time to those customers will just continue to build that brand loyalty and ensure that they come through that life cycle again with you rather than perhaps exploring someone else.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, I'm conscious of time, but just to kind of wrap up, can I just remind everybody, if you come into AM Live, please, register in advance for a start, please. Remember, it's free to register, so make sure you go to the AM Live website now and register. Pop along to certainly see CitNow Group and Keyloop on their stands, and also check out their presentations. In terms of the agenda of the day, just a couple of other highlights. As I said, there'll be sessions on automation and AI. We've got Eddie Hawthorne talking about cybercrime after Arnold Clark were victims of that last winter and how they kind of overcome that. We've got sales sessions on sales, used car retailing, managing the EV used car business, and then big agency debate with the boss of Volvo, Christian Elverfors, Miles Trower from the NFTA, and Steve Young. And another big one is the emerging OEMs, which we've kind of briefly touched on today as one of the issues for the industry, with Tony Whitehorn, former boss of Hyundai, now a consultant, Owen Edwards from Grant Thornton, and Michael Dean of Bloomberg. They'll all be giving us their views on who are the ones to watch, who should you put your bets on, who are the big brands that will be the big brands of the future. So, I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much, Callum and Nick, for your contributions today.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for having me.